Hey you guys, how are you? Yes, update silver, gold, platinum, palladium, the ratio, maybe some Dixie as well. But we're gonna just do very brief update on those metals. They haven't been doing a whole lot, lately. But we don't. Again, short term, it doesn't matter. Long term, the ratio of the gold and silver is having those weekly, monthly candlestick breakdowns. Which is what is important. So let's dive in here. Oh, I'm gonna transition. There it is. Perfect. Amazing. Hey guys. Good. 10 minutes. Let's go. Good. Silver here. Overall, this is the price action from October till today. We had this lovely cup and handle. Pretty darn textbook, I might add. We came here. We broke out. Bit of a rising wedge, kind of like triple top. I said triple top, but maybe it was a rising wedge. And you can see here now we're also breaking below it a little bit. So in order to really become bullish again here short term, it would be nice to see that move getting back in, plus breaking this little mini bull flag kind of thing here. That would be extremely nice. And then you can see as well, it is very important to get it again. This is short term stuff, by the way. It's very important to get above this splitter here in that little wedge, because you can see if we can clear this and then also get above basically 58, then I'm having this is a false breakdown. We're going to rally to the upper end and we're going to go. So interesting. And from yesterday's video, or was it the live stream, you can see here we have this we have to go lower time frame, lower. We had this very tight, here, and I said, we're gonna see a lot of volatility, and I said since we are banging there, 3 times, I was very confident that hey, we're gonna break out here. Clearly, not the case. So wrong on that one, and we broke the uptrend here, and then ever since it has been down. So too bad that little very tight 15-minute range didn't play out. We had a little bit of a move, fakey, and then it couldn't produce. So what are we waiting for? As mentioned, the bull flag here to break, get back above the yellow and the red, get to basically the splitter, maybe do a back test of course, and then we hopefully can go. So now again, short term on the 15 to 2 hours, neutral, kind of bearish, right? The most bearish view, and we have to give those, remember long term, very happy. But again, wouldn't it be totally out of this world, since we are coming down from this wedge here, that hey, we might do a back test of 54.3 of the cup and handle ceiling? No, that would be a buying opportunity, by the way. You can add to your silver stack, physical, and all that. So that can still happen, and that would still not break anything on the weekly, the monthly, and all that. That should happen next week. If it wants to do that, that happens next week. So let's see what is happening. The measured move from this cup and handle we haven't reached yet. Right, the low point to the high point, copy that, add it to the breakout line. So that is almost 65 bucks, right? So the path of it, what does it do here? Could it produce that false breakdown thing, and then we go to target? Well, maybe. Or will it be the more boring for next week route, but then ultimately we go? We shall see. We shall definitely see. So yeah, a bit of a, again, this is 2 hourly, struggling. You can see the 30 moving average is also rolling over, so we are definitely under pressure on the 2 hourly, right? So we need to undo that. And we have Friday tomorrow, which typically, it's not the best. It's not the best day. Gold we have here, also very constructive since October. Same kind of vibes with the cup and handle. Not as pretty, but there were some structures internally that looked really good. We had a big cluster here as well. The ceiling, so we're breaking out here. Now we're forming a bull flag. Could we come down again together with silver next week? Yeah, but this right now is what to look for. Again, we have the same kind of cup and handle with a flat top basically. So again, once we break the bull flag here, basically getting above this high, which is 4,250 roughly, that is when we again break this cup and handle as well. And then we're going to go to here again. We might, you know, do whatever, but again, overall we're seeing some constructive things still. Short term, we want to hold this blue line here. Anything below that, and things opens up a bit more, right? We could potentially see 3,600 or something like that, potentially. Yeah, that would not be good, but again, we have to be open for everything. Right now, we're very pleased with what we're seeing. This is the 2 hourly stuff, by the way. And remember the long-term stuff, we're over the moon. That's totally fine. So, especially with that gold-silver ratio breakdown, which we're going to look at the end of the video. Good. Again, we are looking back to October on platinum. Yes. Not as, you know, technically perfect, I will say, compared to the silver chart and gold chart with those cup and handles. But we did have this line here coming down. So we broke out, got back into the supply and demand. You can see it here, supply and demand, right there. Back test. Okay, we did a back test. Does it all the time. Rally, nice, hitting the next supply and demand. And then we came down, and now we're just having a little bit of a fight here at the supply and demand. You can see, you know, trying to drop below, but we are just fighting here, and we're gonna see who wins. Do we have vibes of a bear flag here? Again, that would surprise me to see a move down to basically tag it again here, potentially overperform a little bit if that were the case. And that would also coincide with silver doing that back test, gold also coming down one more time in its bull flag. So, but yeah, you can see here we have the momentum. So again, it could just be, you know, then we're gonna, you don't really know what's gonna happen here after these moves down, because you only had the first wave, which you are sure of. The second wave is that this one here, it doesn't look confirmed. If it was up here and we were down here, yes, then that would be the high. So we don't really exactly know here what's, again, this is just, we don't have a clear picture, let's say. So that is platinum for you. Ideally, we hold here 1,630, and then we want to break this stuff up here, right? We want to break this stuff up here. Again, do we have, could that also be the case? Absolutely, but we don't really know until we see what this thing here wants to do, right? What do you want to do here? Let's, again, we don't know. We shall definitely wait and see. Short-term downtrend breakage there potentially, and then you have a little bit of wedge maybe. So I think next week we will get a lot of clarity. Will we have one more leg down kind of thing in the precious metals, or will we unwind again, continue the uptrend, which will happen one way or the other. So palladium, my least bullish of the metals. It's still looking good, but again, from silver, it might be better than gold. I haven't done a whole lot of research, but definitely silver and platinum is better in my view. Definitely. So again, same kind of breakout here, back test, very deep, and now we're just doing that thing again. You know, we don't really exactly know what to do. So again, could it be that we are gonna have a little bit of that or that? Again, same vibes compared to the platinum, so we're not gonna do a whole lot. What is very key for next week, next week, is this: if we can start to get close to this level and potentially break 1,530, then we could come very close to the highs up here. So that could be like a $100 move if we get to there. So that is, you know, the key moment for the next week and maybe the last week of this year as well, to get above on the shorter time frames. Right? Could there be something like that? Oh yes, that could be. So let's see. Same vibes here, I guess, for good. The ratio. We're gonna do the long-term thing here, just to reminder. This is absolutely gorgeous. Weekly breakdown here. So let's take the bearish view in the short again. What could easily happen? Could we see a bit of a move back here? Yeah, we could. Right, that would coincide with that bull flag, next leg down in gold. That will be silver coming down also, like we talked about, on platinum doing that bear flag. Right, that is what is happening if we get that move, which would still be totally fine. Just checking back to that major prior breakdown level, getting a revisit, and then again, hopefully, of course, it's retest, breakdown, backtest, slash retest, and then resumption. What we do not want to see. And if that happens, everything is in trouble in my book. Because if we get a false breakdown here, again, we are open to all possibilities, but for now we are celebrating. We're celebrating that big breakdown. It's gorgeous. The miners are looking good still. However, if we start to get back in here, attack the yellow and then backtest, confirm the prior support, which is now resistance. But if we get back above, do the backtest and break this expanding thing here. Let's check in on that view if it happens, right? Because then for sure we have a false breakdown, which could really lead to a big move, which would mean absolute, it's a big word I'm going to use, but that could be mayhem in the markets. Mayhem, yes, mayhem. Big word, I know. The Dixie here, do we have, don't we spend 10, we're going to do it anyway, so I haven't been looking at it for quite a while. So I'm going to, I need to, don't do that. This, you go away. So the Dixie here is a bit of a mix. We did have this kind of like 6 month channel where we broke out, did a deep back test, and then we started to make the uptrend here. And you can see the breakdown back test, double top. You don't know if it is a double top at that point in time. It gets confirmed later now. So people, every time we get to this here, oh, it's a double top. It's confirmed later. You can't call it a double top at that point in time. It might be, but no one knows. But you can see here we backtested and then came down. Now we're just trying to get back to this important level here. So Dixie, short term a bit bearish, I will say. It has underperformed quite heavily here the past 2 weeks, but we're also breaking some midterm stuff. So let's see. But the longer term stuff we're still seeing. This is overall a pretty big bearish view, and the big one for the Dixie. And if that happens, there's nothing that can hold silver and gold back. Absolutely nothing. Is when and if we break this blue channel here going back 20 years. You can just see here, it's actually pretty darn beautiful, right? Look at the perfection here. Almost perfection, right? Look at every time we interact, we bounce. This again, bit of an undercut, and now we're sitting here. So when we start to trade, I think this is somewhat similar, maybe even a bigger breakdown compared to the ratio. But if we break that below, let's call it 96 on the Dixie, the dollar, until disproven, is smoked. There is nothing for the dollar at all. It's gonna be, I don't know what's gonna outperform, because the euro, it's it is what it is. But the dollar, if we start to break below this structure here, these lows here, game over, because you're breaking down from a 20-year uptrend. That is nasty. So, but right now you can see we are fighting. We had a bounce, then we broke out, and we're trying again here. So it is what it is right now for the dollar. I don't really have a clear direction. It depends on what time frame you're looking at. So I have nothing more, guys. Just a quick recap for you. Check out the uranium videos. If that's one takeaway from this short video, uranium videos. That's it. Have an amazing day as always, guys. Comment and all that. I haven't been able to comment as quickly as I used to, because I have a lot of things going on right now. But I will comment to the post, of course. So have a great day, guys. Cheers and bye.